What's up, people? Um, if in case you've been under a rock, um, within the last week and definitely within the last 72 hours, everything that has been hot on the press has been related to Donald J. Trump, our 45th President of the United States of America. And I've been very quiet about the situation because a lot of people have noticed my silence and they've noticed that I've been uncomfortably quiet about the situation because I've been trying to gather my thoughts about how to respond to the current situation that's going on, which some people consider to be the worst of times. Some people have compared him to the new Hitler. And some people have just downright said that, he doesn't know what he's doing and that he's putting the American people in jeopardy. Okay. Now, these are all personal opinions, and we're all entitled to our personal opinions. Okay. So, here's how I sum it up as. Um, and I want to start off by saying that this is not a pro Donald Trump vlog. This is not an anti Donald Trump vlog. This is a person with very bipartisanship views because I feel that in order to be a good leader, especially in America, you have to come from a very bipartisanship background and be able to see things from both parties' perspectives. Okay. So that being said, I want to address the Muslim ban that's going on right now, and it's a very touchy situation because of the fact that people are saying that it's not a ban. People from his camp are now saying that it's not a ban, and I would think that looking from the outside in, I've always had an admiration for President Donald Trump from a business perspective. Yes, he has gone bankrupt. He's not, some people can beg to differ there, as far as like his failed businesses in Atlantic City and his casinos. But sometimes you have to fail to become great. And if anyone knows him very well, he knows how to negotiate. He knows how to do a good business deal. Okay. Now, that's completely separate from running the country. Now, I think what's going on here is a lot of backpedaling and a lot of bad misinformation as well as a lot of bad advisors. Because I would think that one of the things that President Obama has done, and President Obama, beg to differ, has done a lot of shady stuff in his term, but he had really good advisors. He knew how to speak well. He had a very large vocabulary, and he knew how to make the American people feel safe in general. And I think that's something that our president, Donald Trump, lacks is making like the overall American people feel safe. A lot of people don't feel safe now. I'm gonna read you a quote from his tweet. Okay, he said. Okay, first of all, I want to say this. Okay, General John Kelly, as well as the Secretary of State Sean Spicer, have recently came out within the last 24 hours and said that this is not a ban in regards to the Muslim ban. They are saying that this is not a ban. This is so we can protect the American people. General John Kelly says, I do not gamble on American lives. I can respect that because anyone who is willing to, step ahead and say, you know what, I put the safety of the American people first before anything, I can respect that. What I can't respect is the backpedaling, you know. So This is from Donald J. Trump's Twitter account. Okay, I quote: If the ban, if the ban were announced with a 1 week notice, the bad, in quotations, would rush into the country during the week. A lot of bad, quotation, dudes out there. So he said it himself. Our president actually called it a ban. And the two things that he put in quotations was the bad and the dudes. And Secretary of State John Spicer, when he did the press conference, defended and tried to backpedal and say, well, the only reason that the president is saying this is because he's going off of what the media is saying. So they were trying to put the blame on the media. And that would be true, but, why didn't he put the quotations on ban? And why did he put quotations on, a lot of bad dudes out there? And even saying that, it's... I'm going to tell you how that's problematic because, I may be speaking too literally here when I say this. You can't just say there's a lot of bad dudes out there because there's a lot of bad women out there too. You can't just generalize it and say that it's just men or just one gender out there that's, the bad people. I think what this is causing, it's setting a bad example for the American people. I feel that his intentions are well, but I feel that the delivery and the way that he's trying to execute it is very problematic because it's setting out a pure example of segregation is cool. It is completely okay to take one group of people based on what you may think of them or based on the action of one person. Mind you, from what I recall, there hasn't been any Muslims or any terrorist attacks from any of these countries that, he put the ban on. But it's basically saying that, based on the action of one individual or several individuals in a particular group, it's okay to segregate and have the whole group, generalize the whole group and say, you know what? Fuck this group. We're just basically pushing them all to the side. Put them all in one category. We're not fucking with them. And I think the problem stems because of the fact that it can bleed its way into other minorities. Blacks, Mexicans, the LGBT community. And like I said, it's setting a bad example on, how American people, because, you're the president of the United States and people look at you for guidance, people look at you for, for protection, people look at you to be the voice of the people. And if the voice of the people is basically, in a nutshell, saying that it is okay to segregate and put a ban on one particular group based on some certain individuals' actions, then it's setting us back. I mean, we might as well be going back to the 1950s and, have colored and white water fountains or gay and straight bathrooms. And, him firing Attorney General Sally Yates, a lot of people had a problem with that. But, I stand by that. I may not agree with it, but I feel that when you are in a position and you are in a position to follow rules and you defy those rules, because you signed up, you knew what you signed up for, you are going to put yourself in a position to be terminated. Now, on the flip side, I stand by her reason for not wanting to uphold his executive order because she had her belief systems. And sometimes it goes back to, is the money worth it? Is the money worth me putting aside my personal beliefs to do something that I don't believe in? So you know what? Hey, fire me because I don't believe in this and I'm going to go against it. But just be ready for the outcome of the fact that you may be terminated based on you defying and going against the jurisdiction of your job description. And it just gets crazy. But I would say on the flip side, I would like to say that I commend President Donald Trump on making the attempt to lower drug prescriptions and these pharmaceutical prices, because they're outlandish. They're really outlandish. You know, I take medication for my manic depressive and you know my anxiety and things of that nature, and I thank God for my insurance because of the fact that you know if it wasn't for my insurance, these co-payments, oh my God, I would it's like somebody's rent payment, you know, New York rent payment for a co-payment. Like I looked at one of the co-payments and it was like $1,000 for a co-payment. So, you know, I do commend him on trying to work hard to try to lower some of these prescription drug pharmaceutical prescriptions and trying to change the regulations of that. So I'm hoping that he can use his business skills to negotiate something long term that's going to work for the betterment of all of us, because it's ridiculous like how people have people that don't have you know insurance may have to jeopardize and say, hey, do I pay rent this month, or do I pay for medication that I depend on to live? So that's all I have to say about that. I know a lot of you guys are going to have your different opinions on this. That is my cynical optimism about this whole situation. Leave your comments, leave your rants, you know, response videos, whatever. You know, I'm still learning about this, and I'm getting more information as it comes in. I pretty much have my TV on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. You know, I know a lot of people will probably say, "Oh, why is she listening to that type of news? You know, that's fake news." But you know, I like to keep my eyes in every spectrum because I like to hear from every spectrum, not just be one-sided. So, anyways, that's what I gotta say about that. I'll see you guys later, and that is my cynical optimism.